making it happen. So just bear with us a little bit. Had to change things up a little bit last minute. Here we go. This is going to be Alawi leading out Vasily. Vasily in the chase position. Alawi out in the lead here. Winging through. Oh, and yep, we're lagging. Okay, yep, lagging. Nope, we're back. Okay.
And Alawi managed to knock Vasily off of his game a little bit. Maybe the ping issues are causing Vasily some problems.
That honestly might be
same way that he just got gapped. Find out next time on on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Well, we're gonna find out right now, actually.
As Vasily takes the lead, comes in for a big hefty flick, and it looks like Alawi might have almost hit him there on that initiation. Vasily going real deep on that first and second outside zone, swinging around into the last inside clip, barely a little ways off, but Alawi will not be shaken, just right there on the door of Vasily, pushing that quarter panel in and also seeming to have some ping issues himself. We'll see if he's able to make it or push through them. Henry going for a big flick initiation. Punyapat getting gapped off the line. Henry filling all that first and second outside zone. Punyapat having to pull some angle out just to get back onto the door and really massage his way in there. Finally making his way back onto the door, and Henry just gaps him, and Punyapat in the wall. The wall counter claim actually extinguished.
Here we go. Gonna be Kyle leading out Tristan here. Nice flick into the angle there. Tristan coming up a little bit too shallow and punches the inside clip off of the rumble strip. Now transitioning through, he is going to find his way back up into the pocket on that JR Media Mustang. Making their way out. A little bit of a tire drop from the Mustang out in the lead there, coming from Kyle. Let's see, now transition through. Oh, no! Unfortunately, Tristan Vila Williams is in the wall. Absolutely.
Down the way. Mosey on down the Yellow Brick Road. Tristan in the lead, Kyle in the chase. Let's see if Kyle can hold that big beast back and keep it on Tristan's door as the pretty slow big flick from Tristan. Kyle doing his best to not get too unruly with it. Came a little bit inside, running on a weird line, trying to keep tabs on Tristan, but Tristan cannot be stopped. Kyle in the wall a little bit, just trying to maintain, and Tristan loses a...
That might be a little loud.
Jan taking a very staggered approach, like he is the faster car. Let's see if that will come back to bite him. Riddy going big time. Jan side punching that cone and kind of getting gapped off the line by Riddy. As Riddy's filling all of the zones properly. Jan having to just throw a bunch more angle at it and have a bobble just to keep off of Riddy's door, and then swinging it back in and looping it, coming into that last out.
Got him switched around. They're waiting. They're ready to go. Lights are going on. Drivers are underway. Jan in the lead position. Big flick to angle. Makes his way into that inside clip and grabs it very nicely done there and bringing it all the way out to the course's edge. Transitioning through now. Riddy in the chase position, keeping it right there alongside of him. Jan out in the lead, putting on a very good lead run here. So they make their way out to the next outside zone. Very good transition through here. Riddy staying back a little bit. I think he knows what he's got to do to get it done. And across the line, here we go.
Both of them lined up.
Lights are saying that they're ready to go. Georgie leading out Frederick here. Frederick making sure that he's not sleeping on that line. He knows how fast Georgie can be as they both initiate in. Georgie out in the lead in that A90 Supra. Absolutely swinging it, but only comes up about halfway in that outside zone. Same thing on outside zone number 2. Right in the course edge in outer 3. Frederick in the chase position. Trying to keep it right there. Keeping it on the door in the proximity pocket. Falls back a little bit. Hopefully through the transition, maybe we'll see a surge, and that's exactly what we see here. Right up to the door, no contact there as they make their way across the line.
As the start lights extinguish, Frederick in the lead, Georgie in the chase. Frederick doing a bit of a flick. Georgie being tip to tail on the initiation. Little shallow on angle throughout, but really just pushing in Georgie's door. He's going to owe him a new one after this one. But he is wrapping it around into that last outside zone. Surging and pushing George or Frederick. Just a little tap on the wall.
Keep bringing the action and excitement. Here we go. Lights are on and we are away. Georgie leading out Frederick. Big old 3-motion flick into the initiation there out in the lead as Frederick is picking up that front right wheel again in the chase. Looks like falling back a little bit here. He's going to have to surge up coming towards the inside clip. Cuts a little bit of angle to do so, but he does find his way back up to the quarter panel of that Supra. It's now Georgie out there. Just absolutely swinging that Supra, keeping it on the wall. Oh, and Frederick tapping his opponent, but it looks like he ends up actually tapping him a second time.
Frederick taking the lead, Georgie taking the chase. Lights going down, green light, drivers off. We'll see if Frederick can clean up the mistakes or if Georgie... Oh, big flick from Frederick, and Georgie right there on him throughout the whole initiation, just dragging that door all the way through to the second inside clip. Just pushing all the way out to the course's edge is Frederick, and Georgie, not to be shaken, is just sticking right on his door.
All right, here we go. Lights are on, drivers are underway. Gonna be Yuna to lead out Diaz. We'll see what they're able to do here. Yuna in the 599 initiates in. Very good flick to the angle. Diaz falling back a little bit. He's gonna have to play catch up here and make sure he gets in the pocket. Right here, he's gonna do exactly that through that transition as they make their way towards that inside clip. Yuna on a pretty good line. He could have been a little bit deeper on that inside clip, but absolutely making do there as Diaz now transitions through behind him, trying to find his way in the pocket in that last outside zone. Yuna not getting all the way
Just
out
waiting
there.
on those lights to come on and extinguish. Diaz sleeping on the light a little bit. Yuna ready to go, had to slow down, and let's see if that will come back. Yuna on the door off the jump. Diaz missing that whole first outside zone. Yuna having to hang it up a little bit just to not block Diaz's path, but still pushing Diaz all the way through this course, just not giving him an inch. Wrapping it around into that last outside zone, putting that back tire into the wall and the front.
Here we go. It's going to be JP to lead out David for the last battle of our top 16 here. David in the Corvette, JP in the black BMW out front. Initiating in, very nicely done there. David in the chase position, falling back a little bit here. You're going to see JP over-angling a little bit, and that's going to cause him to have to slow down and correct on his run. These some really loud cars as they make their way around the track, transition through for the last time towards that wall now. David making his way back up to the pocket here and putting it on the door.
On the lights to come down and extinguish as we get the lights saying that they're ready, and drivers are off. David coming through, lighting off the tires real early, doing a big flick initiation in, filling that inside clip and the outside zone, but JP not to be shaken. Oh, never mind. He comes a little bit shallow and straight line, having to reinitiate on that second inside clip, almost taking out David in the process. He's just not on the right line, but David, uninterred, just putting the...
Well, drivers are at the line and they are ready to go. Yep, this is the first battle of our top 8. So it's going to be Awali, I believe, leading out Henri this time around here. Yep. So Awali out in the lead position in the BMW, swinging it along. Henri Henry in the Super chasing him down, trying to keep that car up into the pocket. Using a lot of effort brake there to make sure that he doesn't put the front end of that Super into the side of the BMW. As they're both going to transition through now for the last time after the outside zone. A little bit of a wall tap there from the Beamer out front. Doing a good job.
And the Beamer in the back taps.
Oh, sweet.
We have Henry leading and Alawi chasing. Henry. Big flick, hefty flick into that first inside clip, really filling it all the way. Henry going all the way out to outside zone 2 and 3. Alawi not shaking though. Get into that door. Absolutely pushing him. Tap, tap, tap. Dancing on Henry's door. Oh, he takes it out. Came at it. Oh, the last Mustang standing in this top 8.
Here we go. Kyle leading out ready in the Mustang. Mr. JR Media himself bringing the car around, trying to put it all the way out to the track's edge, and he does just that. Already in the chase position. Not as much angle as what we're seeing from the lead car here, but he's been doing that all day and making it work all the way to the top 8 here so far. See how it plays out for him as Kyle out in the lead, filling all that zone. Transitions through for the last time out to the wall ride. Keeping the car pretty deep compared to some of the competitors, but a bobble on angle there.
How big those Mustangs actually are, and he has just been dancing with it all day. As Riddy takes the lead and Kyle puts it right on the door off the jump. Not really giving Riddy much space other than on that Manji, backing off a little bit and then sucking right back up into the door to the point where he's going to have to replace it. Just pushing him all the way through and then sucking back up in all the way through to that last outside zone. And just I've been choosing to lead first instead of chasing.
Oh, we're about to see how well that pays off as the lights are on. Georgie and Darian are on their way. Both drivers initiate in. Georgie out in the front there, putting on a pretty good line so far. Darian having a little bit of a struggle behind him, but he manages to resolve the issue. Oh, but as soon as I say that again, a little bit of a bump. Oh, major contact. Front wheel to front wheel there, unfortunately, but they're both going to be good sportsmen about it. Looks like keep it going. Try to finish the run at least the best they can. And across the line.
Really get up onto that door like he needed to. It's going to be interesting to see if Georgie's able to do it when they switch positions around as they go off through the start chicane. Darian, quick flick in. Georgie center punch in that start line or that inside click cone. Darian's kind of running away from him, but Georgie's having to push all the way back in. And Darian goes into the wall. Waiting on those start lights to come down.
All right, here we go. Lights are on. It's going to be Una to lead out David in the first half of this battle here. Una initiates in, David right behind him. A little bit of distance between the two. He's going to have to try to get it back up into that pocket position there. Una out in the lead, putting on a great run. Tons of angle, tons of speed, perfectly following the line to a T. David just not there, not in the pocket where he needs to be. Gonna have to surge up in the last corner here, and it looks like he does with that. Took a little bit of angle up to stay in that pocket. And
need to run its course. The drivers take off through the start chicane. David coming in, big flick initiation, and Una not to be shaken, just sticking it right on the door. Backing off a little bit for that Monty initiation and then coming right back in, suctioning up to that door of David Corvette and not being shaken coming into that last outside zone. Has a little bit of a bobble, but just decides to...
Just waiting for the lights, and here we go. Drivers are ready, lights are going on. There's the green light, drivers are away. It's going to be Alawi to lead out Kyle. Initiates in. Kyle in the chase position, putting that Mustang right up in the pocket on the side of that E46 BMW. As they now transition through. Bringing it out towards that inside clip here. Kyle right in the pocket, making his presence known behind the BMW of Alawi. As now Alawi brings it into the wall zone here, trying to keep that car as deep as he can. Oh, but a little bit of wall contact there. Not sure if that had anything.
This last section of this course, as the light goes green, the drivers come through the start chicane and get ready to fire off. Alawi coming in for a hefty initiation, pushing Kyle off the course as he comes into that initiation.
Here we go. Lights are on, drivers are away. It's going to be Una to lead out Georgie. See what they're able to do. They've made it this far. One of them wants to go to the finals. One of them will find themselves in the third place battle as Una out in the lead position. Very nice throughout the first section of this course here, finding the track's edge with the back end of the Ferrari. Georgie in the Super, putting it right up on the door, making sure that he's right there and present in that pocket. And transitioning through for the last time towards the last outside zone. And oh, Georgie! Too far into the pocket, takes the 5
to make it through this set of battles. As the lights go green, drivers off to the races through the start light. Una really ballsy initiation, putting it right on the door from the start, not really giving him much space to think about what he's got going on, just rubbing and grinding that tire into the door of Georgie all the way through as Georgie comes into that last wall. Una right there trying to give a look
for the final calls. But right now, for the third place battle, it is all eyes on Georgie in the lead, Alawi in the chase position. Lights are on, they are underway. This is your third place battle at the Summer Open event of ESDA 2026 as Georgie initiates in. Very nicely done through that outside zone. Alawi right there in the pocket. He wants that third place. He's going to fight for it. As both of them bring it into the inside clip. A little bit of a tire drop there from the chase position of Alawi. But now bringing it out to that outside zone. Both drivers filling it nicely. Very quick and snappy transition. Maybe biting them a little bit from Alawi in the chase. That's both.
Or will we have a decided victor as they come through the start chicane? Alawi coming in, big flick initiation. Georgie initiating a little bit earlier than Alawi and just sticking it right to the door, not really giving Alawi much space to think about, but coming in a little shallow, pushing him off the course a little bit into that kitty litter, pushing him to the point where he had to miss that inside clip, but Alawi holding it together just enough to stay on the course.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and it all comes down to this. At the ESDA Summer Open, it's going to be Una to lead out Kyle in the Mustang. The lights are on. Both drivers are away. Una out in the lead in the 599 Ferrari. Initiates in with a nice flick. Kyle right there, though, in the pocket. Una going to take it all the way out to the edge of that outside zone. Same thing in outer number 2 and number 3. But Kyle not leaving him any room to breathe. He's going to dive right back up on the door. Almost put a tire on him as he goes through that inside clip. Now Una swings it out to that next outside zone and transitions through to the wall, and a beautiful transition there. Could be a little bit deeper in that last outside zone, but Kyle in the Mustang. Now switching it up, it's going to be Kyle to lead out Una this time around. See what he's able to do in the lead position now that they've swapped spots. Kyle initiates in. Very good initiation from him. Nice, smooth, and consistent. Grabbing all that outside zone, but Una in the chase position. He is still right there in the pocket. He is not out of this fight. He's going to close in on the door. Very similar to what Kyle did in his chase position as he picks up that inside clip. Now bring it out to that outside zone. Very good placement in the Mustang. Kyle brings it into the wall, maybe a little bit deeper than Una, but Una in the pocket. Absolutely banging doors Mustang. All right, and this is going to be the one more time battle here. It's going to be Una now to lead out Kyle again. They swapped them around, got some fresh tires. Una initiates in. Perfect on that inside clip. Kyle in the chase position. He is present. He is making it known as he transitioned through now to that next outside zone. Una putting the car all the way out there. Picks up most of that inside clip, and Kyle applying the pressure right there on the door the entire way around. Una transitions through towards that wall. Much deeper this time on a very good line, but he does start to shallow up on angle a little bit there and run away. All right, we're going to switch him around now. Kyle in the one more time battle now to lead out Una. For the second half of this one more time, initiates in. Nice big flick, but Kyle punting that inside clipping point there. Does manage to get back on the right line, gets out to that outside zone. Did not fill outer 2 all the way, but corrects it very nicely in outer 3. Coming into the inside clip, Una perfectly in the pocket there, right where he's got to be to get the maximum points as a chase driver. I see Kyle pick up that outside zone. Very good placement from him. Nice on the wall. Very smooth, very consistent. But Yuna tapping him across the line.